Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on our backs. And I would recommend you have your, if you have blocks, have the blocks waiting for you at the front of your mat, as well as your strap, because we'll use it at the front of your yoga mat. So have that placed up front as well. And then just find a comfortable position on your back, whatever that is, whether it's Shavasana with your legs extended out long on your mat, or bottoms of the feet together, knees apart. If you are playing along with my playlist today, I am playing the one I made for last week, which is called New Year 2021. It's a good one, so I hope you can play along with it. And then just take a moment to settle in onto your mat and start to bring the awareness to your breath. So any thoughts right now that might be coming through your mind, acknowledge those thoughts, and then just kind of let them float out of your mind like a white fluffy cloud. Just kind of let it float away. And as I was scrolling through Instagram last night, I saw this quote. I'm going to read. It's from Yoga Journal. And it says, yoga takes people inward where they begin understanding their own minds, as well as the triggers and reactions. That awareness gives us a chance to pause before we react, and the ability to instead reach for a tool such as deep breathing to help us calm down. So this tool that we have with us all the time, it's free, it's with us every moment of the day. If we acknowledge it and bring awareness to it, it can have that instant calming reaction that we often need in our busy life, whether it's personal life, turning on the news and getting stressed out, or at work. So take that moment right now and just focus on your breath. And I encourage you all to set an intention for your practice this morning. It can be something simple about nourishing yourself, focusing on your breath, whatever it is that you need for the next 60 minutes. And then together, let's take a long, slow, full inhale through the nose and just fill up. Open your mouth and sigh it out, let it go. Keep exhaling, keep exhaling. Do that one more time, slow, full inhale. Breathe in, keep breathing. And then open the mouth, sigh it out, let it go. So nice. All right, let's go ahead and draw your knees into your chest, one hand on each knee. Give it a squeeze, lifting your sacrum off the mat. And then bring your thighs together, let your hips come down, and just make some circles with your knees. And then go the opposite direction. Big circles, really squeezing those knees in, and then gently pressing them away. And then allow both of your knees to drop over to the right and look over your extended left arm. Your right hand gently pressing down on the left knee. Breathing into that low back. And then switching everything up, knees go left, gaze goes to the right. One more breath here, make it feel good. Full breath. Full exhale. On your next inhale, come on back to center. You're gonna rock and roll a few times, coming all the way up and rocking back down. And then we're gonna meet in a boat pose. So we're gonna start with your fingertips behind you. So again, if you need a little cushion under your tailbone, I have a little mat here that I use, but you can use a towel, dish towel, blanket, whatever. And then come back right here. You're on the fingertips, your legs are out, bent in front of you. So with your shoulders, I want you to relax the shoulders down the back, activate your feet, so maybe flex those toes towards you. And then as you inhale, I want you to send your legs up, so straighten your legs. And then as you exhale, you're gonna keep your hands on the floor. You're gonna lower toward the floor, but don't touch the floor. And then inhale back to center. Draw those knees in, extend the legs, exhale, lower, hover. Inhale, draw them in and then send them up. Exhale, lower. Good. I see all your feet on the screen. I love it. Draw it in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower. Couple more just like that. And then we're going to reverse it. Inhale, straighten. Exhale as you lower and then draw the knees in. Let's do one more. So we're going to go the other way. Okay. So now you're going to take your legs out. Inhale up and draw the knees in and extend. Reach up. Good. Couple more. Have fun with it. Hopefully none of you had breakfast right before class, right? Let's do two more. So now we're going to come back to that boat shape. Maybe arms side at the sides here. If you want to keep them behind you, keep them behind you. From here, instead of our typical boat where we lower down, we're going to do little pulses from here. So lift, lift, drawing them toward your chest. Just little pulses. Let's do four more. 3, 2, and then sit up nice and tall. Just crisscross those ankles, sitting up nice and tall here. Inhale, reach up. That warmed me up. Take that right palm down. Left arm reaches up and over the ear. Get nice and long. Hi, Vanessa. I couldn't tell who joined. Good morning. And then inhale back to center and take it the other way. Right arm over the ear. And then come on up. Switch the cross of your legs. Put the other one in front. And then just take a twist. Left hand to the right knee. Right hand behind you. Inhale for length. Exhale, twist back. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, twist a little bit more. One more breath just like that. And then switch everything up. Good morning, Mo. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, twist back. 2 more breaths just like that. Bring your gaze back to center. We're going to come onto your hands and knees in a tabletop position. Setting up for cat-cows. So shoulders are right over your wrist creases. Look down at your knees. Make sure they're right underneath the hip bones, not too wide. And then just start to move with your breath. Your inhale, lift your heart. And your exhales, round the spine. So make this feel good for yourself. If you want to add anything else in, maybe a hip circle at the end of your exhale, maybe a child's pose, or just keep it as a cat and a cow. One more round. And then we're going to meet in downward facing dog. So you might want to walk your hands forward a little bit, tuck your toes under, and then send those hips up and back. So looking back at your feet should be hip width distance apart or wider. So play with it and see what feels good. You might like it wider. And then if you see your heels, adjust your heels so that you do not see your heels. And then spread your fingers, press into your first 2 fingers, your thumb and your forefinger. Notice how that lengthens the whole backside of your body. Go ahead and walk your dog if you like. If stillness feels better, just keep it still. Let's take your right leg up behind you and just bend your knee and open the hip. Feel free to do some ankle rotations here or maybe some hip circles. And then let's switch that up. Right leg comes down, left leg goes up. Bend the knee, open the hip, and do what you like here. And release that left leg down. Let's come forward to a plank pose. Probably need to walk those feet back toward the back of your yoga mat, sending your heels back, core lifts up, slight tuck in the tailbone. And notice if you're gazing straight down at your mat or in front of you, you want to look slightly forward. So look at the top of your mat or maybe even the floor in front of your mat. Take one more breath here. And then just exhale back to down dog. Don't change your legs though. Just keep it where it is, even if it feels a little funky. And then inhale, come right back to plank. This time we'll lower slow chaturanga, coming all the way down. Inhale, lift your heart for cobra. Exhale and lower. Good, do that again. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes under. So I want you just to lift your knees off the mat. So fire up your quadriceps and then press into both hands and you'll be back in your plank. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Couple of deep breaths here. At the end of your exhale, look forward. You're going to travel to the top of your mat. Take as many steps as you need. And then inhale, look forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold, or Uttanasana. Do that again. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Take your arms out like wings. Inhale, rise to standing. Reach up and look up. As you exhale, hands come to your heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, look forward. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank, and lower slow chaturanga. Go full exhale to go all the way down. Take your time. Inhale, lift your heart. And then make your way to down dog. Now, when you do your chaturangas, if you feel like you kind of plop down, that's when you should drop your knees and build that upper body strength so that you can control that nice lowering down nice and slow. Walk or float your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Do that again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, look forward. Plant your hands, step back to plank, lower, slow chaturanga. Take your time. Inhale to cobra or up dog, your choice. And then your exhale is into downward facing dog. So just take a big step forward with your right foot so it's at the top of your mat. And if it doesn't quite get there, just grab it and move it to the top. So this knee, your right knee is right over the ankle. We're gonna grab your blocks and just frame your right foot. So you've got one block on each side. You could decide what height you wanted it. So now your left foot, slide it way, way back. So you're on the ball of that left foot. And then I want you to press into your blocks and work towards straightening your legs. It does not need to be straight, but this hip, drop back. It's gonna have a tendency to kind of go to the side to take out that sensation, but I want you to roll that hip back. And then bend into your knee, look forward, get nice and long, breathe into that left hip flexor, and then press into the blocks, fold and breathe into your right hamstring. Stay an extra breath. Come on back, drop the knee. And then exhale, fold. Come back to that knee bend. Go ahead and drop your left knee. We're gonna walk the hands up on the thigh and press away from yourself so that you're not leaning forward, you're not arched back, but you're upright. You're pressing into the ball of your left foot so your hips come forward. Maybe arms are gonna reach up. One more big inhale. As you exhale, hands come down. All you're gonna do is jump, switch. Well, I'm gonna give you a fun option. It's called a jump switch, where you literally jump and switch. If that does not sound appealing to you, just step your foot back and step your left foot forward. So set yourself up, that knee is right over the ankle. Slide your right foot way, way back, and you're framing now your left foot. And we're gonna press into the blocks and fold, stay a few breaths, drawing your left hip back. You are up on the ball of your right foot. You should feel this in your left hamstring. Come back to your lunge, look forward, and then fold over the front thigh. Do that again, bend into the knee. And then fold, stay here, a couple extra breaths. Come on back to your lunge, drop the right knee and walk your hands up on the left thigh. Send the hips forward by pressing into the ball of that back foot, and then keep your spine upright. And stay here, or maybe reach up. Shoulders slide down the back. One more breath here. Go ahead and bring your hands down. You're gonna move your blocks back to the front of your mat. Step your left foot back to plank and take a vinyasa. So settle into your downward facing dog. Big inhale through your nose. Open mouth, sigh, let something go. Do that one more time. Big inhale through the nose. Open mouth, sigh, let it go. We're gonna take a big step forward with your right foot. Bring it to the top of your mat. We're gonna drop your left knee just like we did before. One inhale is gonna bring you up to crescent B. As you exhale, you're gonna lift your left knee and sweep the arms back behind you, find your balance. Do that again, drop your knee, inhale, crescent B. As you exhale, sweep those arms back. Let's do that one more time. Keep the knee lifted this time. We're gonna rise up crescent A. Arms are gonna reach up. Now, if you're not ready for crescent A, go ahead and drop your left knee to the floor. We're gonna take a twist. This right arm is gonna reach back. So you've got like open wings. See if you can bring your gaze back to your right hand. Again, you're welcome to drop your knee here. So either stay here or exalted warrior. Right hand to the back thigh, left arm reaches up and back. One more big inhale, reach back a little more, and then just bring the left hand down to the floor. Take a twist, right arm up to the sky. Activate your left thigh if it's lifted. We're gonna come into Vashi Stasana from here. Spin your left foot flat, and you're gonna slide that right foot back, stack the right over the left, or take a different variation. You can always spread your feet apart. You can take a tree pose. Find what you wanna do here. Let's take the arm over the ear. Lift your right hip a little bit more by pressing more into the left hand. Right hand comes down. You're going to be in a plank position. If you want to challenge yourself a little more, you can float your leg as you lower through your vinyasa. Totally optional. Take it or leave it. Settle back into your downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths here. We're going to stay on the right side. We're going to step your right foot forward. But this time we're going to set up for warrior one. So this is our first one for the day. So go ahead and toe heel your right foot to the right once or twice, and then spin your left foot flat. So you do not want your right foot in line with your left foot like we would in a warrior two. Draw your right hip back, seal the outer edge of your left foot. So press down into that left foot and then come on up, warrior one. So think about equal energy coming forward in your right knee, pressing into the outer edge of your left foot, drawing your right hip back. There's more. Softening your shoulders, softening your jaw. Rotate your pinkies in. And just breathe here. Great hip opener. Take your hands behind your back. We're gonna lace the fingers. First thing I want you to notice is which thumb is on top, because when we switch it up, you'll know which one to switch it for. From here, you're gonna sink into your right knee and then let your hands slide down your back thigh. So your heart is just like cracking upward, opening up. Take a big inhale, draw your right hip back a little more, and then come forward, long spine. And when you're ready, humbly bow. Now, if this does not feel right for you in your back, you're gonna wanna release your hands to the floor. A little more support for your body. Keep drawing your right hip back as you continue to sink forward in your right knee. 2 more breaths. Shake the head out, yes and no. Let go of any muscular tension there. On your next inhale, you're gonna rise back up, warrior one. Reach those arms up to the sky. Now open it into warrior two. Realign your feet. Right heel in line with your back foot. Sink into this right knee and press in the outer edge of your left foot. Very similar to what we did in Warrior One, but your arms, they shouldn't be floppy like mine are right now. Energize them. Engage your muscles in your arms. Can you sink a little deeper in your right knee without clenching your jaw or gripping the mat with your toes and stirring up some anger in your body? Do it with softness. And then inhale, straighten your right leg, reverse your triangle. Get a little release here. So in exchange for this release, I want you to find a nice deep Warrior Two. Come back to Warrior Two and bring your forearm to your thigh. Do what you like with your arm. One more breath. You're gonna do the same thing. Straighten your right leg. Inhale, reverse your triangle. Reach up and back. Side angle pose. If you wanna grab a block, you can place a block in front or behind your right foot. See where you feel more space. Sometimes I like it better behind. Sometimes I like it better in front. So maybe arm over ear, maybe a half or full wrap. But notice your left shoulder. It should not be coming forward like I'm demonstrating right now. It should be open. Try to stack your left shoulder open over the right. Come on back to Warrior Two. We're gonna straighten your right leg again, reverse your triangle. This time, keep your right leg straight. Come on up into triangle pose. So if you wanna shorten your stance, thump your left foot up a little bit, and then reach right hand down, left arm up. Oh, Teddy. Take that arm over your ear. Couple more breaths. So notice the shape you're in right now in this triangle shape. It's very, very similar to a half moon pose, which is where we're gonna go next. So just notice your shape. The only thing that's really different is your left leg is not on the ground, but it is strong and straight. So reach your left arm up. We're gonna reach forward. I like to teach this with a block, but you do not have to use a block. The block would go to the diagonal of your right pinky toe. So it's not straight in front, it's a little bit to the right, and you're gonna press into your block and peel your left hip open as if you were still in a triangle pose. Same shape with that left foot floating. Now your left leg, engage it. Can you keep rolling it open? Flex your toes toward your face and engage the quadricep of that left leg. Maybe you float your right hand by reaching up more with the left. You can play with that if you want to. Maybe you reach back and grab your ankle, the top of your left foot. We call this Chipasana, Ardha Chandrasa Chipasana. Say that one 5 times fast, right? If you have your back foot, go ahead and release it slowly. We're gonna find Warrior Three. So this left hip, roll it down. Feel free to grab your blocks. So you're on 2 blocks. Your hips should feel even. So take your right hand and give them a feel and adjust your hips so that your hips are even. Then put your awareness in your left foot and reach back. Imagine you have a wall behind you that you're pressing into. From there, we're gonna reach your right arm up if this feels okay in your body. If it doesn't, stay right here or find a Warrior Three balancing with your arms floating. If you're going with me with this revolved half moon, open that right chest a lot. 2 more breaths, that's it. And then we're gonna step that foot down, hold on, release your right hand down. We're gonna step your left foot back to pyramid pose. So take your blocks with you just like we did in the warm up, frame your right foot. But from here, I had suggested you keep your strap handy. Go ahead and grab your strap right now. And you're gonna come up to standing with your strap. So this is an option for you. We're gonna take Garudasana Arms. So you're gonna put the strap in your left hand and raise your left arm up. So try it, and if it doesn't feel right for you, then just bring your hands back down to your blocks. You're gonna bend your left elbow. If your triceps feel tight, maybe give your left elbow a little pull. Stretch that tricep a bit. And then your right arm is gonna go around. So it looks like this. You're gonna go around and behind and clasp where you can. Some of you will be able to clasp your fingers. I cannot do that. So you're gonna walk your hands as close together as possible and then square your hips to the front of your yoga mat. Inhale, look up, draw your right hip back And then keep pressing into your right big toe as you slowly fold over your right thigh. Take some deep breaths here. Now, if this doesn't feel right for you, you gave it a shot, it's not right, release your hands to your blocks or the floor. But while you're here, right hip draws back. You keep like a warrior one shape with your hips. Let's do just 2 more breaths. And then go ahead and release your strap. You can keep it there for the other side. From here, you're going to step your left foot forward to meet your right. If your blocks are next to you like mine are, you can move them back to the front. And then inhale, look forward. Exhale and just fold. Let that go. Maybe shake your legs out a little if you need to. And with a long spine, go ahead and rise up to standing. Reach your arms up. We're going to sit down in chair pose, Utkatasana. So I'm going to give you some options here. You can stay in your chair. Now your chair, your tush is tucked under. I just combined tush and tuck. Tuck your tush under, tailbone. Your weight is back in your heels. So go ahead and lift all 10 toes off the mat. And you can stay right here. If you want to come into Bakasana, bring your hands down. I like to come on my tippy toes to bring my knees up toward the triceps. And then you lift one or both feet. So you can either play with crow or stay in chair. And if you're in crow, you can either shoot your legs back through your vinyasa or you can just lower your feet down. So we're all going to meet in down dog when you've had enough. If you're in chair, just straighten your legs and fold. And then take your vinyasa. If you're in your crow, you can release your feet or shoot your legs back and finish your vinyasa from there. And we'll all be in downward facing dog. So take a couple of deep breaths here in your downward facing dog. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Take a big inhale through your nose. Open mouth sigh, let it go. This is a great time for a child's pose if you want to take a child's pose. Before we go on to the other side, let's take our feet wide. If you're in child's pose, just stay in child's pose. We're going to walk your hands back a little bit. So you're in a short, wide, downward facing dog. Bring your left hand into the middle of your mat. This right arm is going to come across. You're going to grab what you can, your thigh, your shin or ankle, and you're going to pull yourself through. So that left arm is straight. You're pressing firmly into that down dog arm. And then switch it up. Right hand goes down, left arm comes across, and pull yourself through. One more breath here. And then come on back to a downward facing dog. We're going to take a big step forward with your left foot. So if you're in child's pose, come on back to down dog and step that left foot forward into a lunge. You're going to drop your right knee to the floor. Inhale, crescent B. Hips come forward. As you exhale, lift the knee, sweep your arms back. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, sweep back. One more time, just like that. Stay here. That knee is lifted. We're going to rise all the way up, crescent pose. You can choose to drop your back knee. Settle in here. Take a twist. Left arm back, right arm forward. Look back at that left arm. Challenge your balance. You can always drop your right knee. Bring your gaze forward, left hand to your right thigh. Reach your right arm up to the sky. And then right hand down. Left arm up, take a twist. Hug your left knee in towards your right arm. It's not rolling open. And then spin to the outer edge of your right foot and step your left foot back, Vashi Stasana. Yogi's choice what you want to do here. But your left hip, lift it like it's being pulled upward. 2 more breaths. And then think about slowly making your way to plank. So don't just plop there. Slowly bring that left hand down. Maybe float your left foot or release the foot to the floor as you take your vinyasa. Settle into your down dog. One more breath. Big step forward with your left foot. We're staying on the left. So step it forward to a lunge and then toe heel it to the left once or twice. Spin your right foot flat. So we're slowly coming into warrior one. Draw the left hip back, rise up when you're ready, pressing into the outer edge of your right foot. So as you press back there, it's going to kind of seal and strengthen this leg. It should become very active. Left hip draws back. Just settle in here. So remember, I asked you guys to remember which thumb you put on top. Here's your chance to see if you remember. Put the other one on top. It's probably the one that feels awkward. And then let your hand slide down your back thigh, but send your left knee forward. We have a tendency to straighten that left leg when we do this. And then come forward, long spine. Keep nudging your left hip back, long spine, long spine, long spine, and then humbly bow. Couple breaths here. Remember, you can always release your hands to the floor if it does not feel right, particularly in your low back. You're going to want more support with your hands on the floor. You'll still get the same hip opener, so don't worry about it. One more breath here. Slowly inhale, rise up, warrior one. As you exhale, find warrior two. It's going to involve readjusting your feet. So now left foot is in line with your back foot. Right toes in a little, left toes face the front of your yoga mat. Readjust your yoga pants and then sink into your left knee and reach through your arms. All these years of making yoga pants, why hasn't somebody created one that stay put? If anyone has a secret for that or has a brand that stays put, let me know. One more breath right here. We're going to straighten your left leg, reverse your triangle, reach up and back. Come on back to warrior two and then into side angle pose. Maybe forearm to thigh, maybe hand to the floor or a block. Go explore your body. You're nourishing your body with your yoga poses. So do what feels good, not strenuous, what feels good. On your next inhale, reverse your triangle. So straighten out left leg. Enjoy that nice release. And then find that nice deep bend. Side angle pose again, with or without a block, half or full wrap. Do what feels good in your body. That right leg is super strong. You're sinking into that left knee. Your left knee's rolling to the pinky edge of your left foot. It's not rolling inward. One more breath right here. Come on back up, straighten your left leg, reverse the triangle again, reach up and back. This time, come on up with two straight legs, shorten the stance here if you want to, totally optional. And then reach forward, left hand down, right arm up, triangle pose. Trikonasana, do whatever you like with your arms. And if you're not quite sure what you like, go figure it out. Maybe arm over the ear. Maybe you want to work your core, so you reach the bottom arm, maybe a half wrap. Feels good and encourages you to open your shoulders. You'll never know unless you try, so give it a try. We're going to come all the way up. Before we move into our half moon pose, I'm going to have you turn your left toes in. We're going to take a wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita, Padottanasana. So take your hands to your hips. Your toes should be pigeon-toed, so turn them in a little bit. And just as far as how wide your legs should be, take your arms to the sides like this. Imagine you had string coming down from your wrist, and where would that string hit? It should hit your ankles. So if you're too narrow or too wide, try to adjust from there. We're all going to be different lengths. Then bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, look up. Lead with your heart as you slowly hinge and fold. Bring your hands to the floor, or you can grab your blocks. You can grab your ankles. You can peace finger wrap your big toe. You can walk your hands through. If you have a headstand practice, you can bring your head down. Now that might mean you need to bring your feet further apart to get your head down. If you're doing this, I don't recommend it if you don't have a headstand practice, because you need a teacher there to help you. If you've got a headstand practice, you shift the weight to the crown of the head, not the forehead. And you slowly bring those hands up, keeping your arms in a chaturanga position. If you are not taking your headstand, which is perfectly fine, I'm going to come there, you're going to keep your fold. Maybe play with where your arms go. If you're in your headstand, you can take your time coming down. From here, we're going to bring the hands to our hips. Bring your spine parallel to the floor and then come on up. We're going to turn your left toes forward. Now we're going to work our way into half moon pose. So bend into your left knee. You're going to reach for that block that's to the diagonal of your left pinky toe. Maybe bring the right hand to your hip. And I want you to focus on this right leg, giving you so much energy as you reach back and press into that imaginary wall behind you. Maybe the arm goes up. Maybe the gaze goes up. So can you square these hips to the side, energize your right hand, or maybe Chipasana, reaching back for that right foot. So you're grabbing the ankle or the top of that right thigh and kick the foot into that hand, and you'll get a really nice stretch in your arms and your chest, your hip flexor, quads. If you have the back foot, carefully release it. We're going to find warrior three. You can modify it with blocks. That's what I'm going to do, but you're welcome to float your hands. So your right foot's going to roll down and you're going to reach it back. You might even want to draw that knee in for a moment and then really extend it back. I'm going to hit my dining room table. From here, left hand goes to your hips. Your hips should feel even. Once you've got that, flex your right toes and reach your left arm up to the sky. This is not for you. You can always release your right foot down or you can stay in your warrior three. Can you put more energy in your right foot and reach up more with that left arm? Just 2 more breaths, that's it. 1 more breath, big inhale. And big exhale, left hand comes down. You're gonna step your right foot back, grab your strap if it's handy. Frame your foot with your left and right block. And you can frame your left foot. And then your strap, you're gonna grab it and come all the way up to standing. So first, let's shape your legs, okay? So you want your 2 straight legs. You can step your right foot back, but I want your foot completely planted. And then send your right hip forward, left hip back. Your strap is gonna go in your right hand this time. Your right arm's gonna reach up, you're gonna bend the elbow. If you wanna do that little tricep stretch, grab your right elbow with your left hand. And then your left arm's gonna take a big half circle behind you. Reach for what you can. And then inhale, look up, keep drawing your left hip back. Long, long, long spine. Press into that left big toe as you fold over your left thigh. Again, notice if your low back is saying, I need some more support here, please honor your body and release your hands to the floor or the blocks. Couple more breaths here. Deep breaths. This is a pretty intense pose, so make sure you're not holding your breath. You're not clenching your jaw. 1 more breath. Go ahead and just release your strap to the floor, hands on your blocks or the mat. And we're going to take a big step forward with your right foot. You're going to move those blocks if they're in your way. Inhale, look forward. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Reach your arms up to the sky. And we're going to sit down in chair pose. So again, we tuck that tailbone under, lift all toes. That will encourage you to shift the weight back into your heels. So yogi's choice again, you can stay right here in your chair. You can bring your hands down and play with crow. If you're newer to crow, this is a good time to start. It's the beginning of the year, right? Come onto the balls of your feet and get your knees in your armpits. That's what you're going for here. So all you're doing is shifting the weight. Think about a crow. Your hands are now the crow's feet. You tip forward a little bit. And maybe this is your crow today. Maybe you lift 1 foot. Maybe you alternate to the other or you lift both feet. You're working toward pressing the big toes together so your feet are not apart and straightening your arms. or you can still be in chair. We're going to meet back in down dog. So whenever you're ready, take your vinyasa. Find your down dog or child's pose, your choice. Take a big inhale through your nose. Open mouth side, make it noisy. You're on mute. Be noisy. Do that again. And then if you're not in child's pose, go ahead and find your child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Send those hips back. You can choose to stay right where you are. You want to add a side body stretch. Walk your hands off to the left. Your right arm is probably still on the yoga mat, but your left hand is on the floor. Sink your right hip back a lot. And then just notice that nice stretch in your right rib tissue. And then go to the other side. And then come on back to center. You're just going to walk your hands towards you, bring your knees together. Okay, so we're going to take your left foot forward. We're going to come into a half hero pose. So your left foot is going to go forward. Now you might want to block. Let me just show you from behind. So what we're going for is this right foot being right outside your tush here, but that might not work for you without something under your left tush. So you might need to sit up on a block. And this can be intense on your knees. So you want to listen and be mindful with your knees. So that left foot tucks back. Your toes are not turned outward. They're kind of tucked toward the back of your yoga mat. And then you're going to take your hands behind you and listen to your body. Ultimately, it's getting onto your back. It does not need to be today or this year or next year, as a matter of fact. But you could play with maybe bending your elbows and coming onto your forearms. You can grab your block, place it behind you, and lay on your block. If that feels right for you, you can take 2 blocks. Got support for my head. So do what feels right for you. You do not have to lay back. Maybe you're flat on your back right now and you can reach your arms overhead. So this is for the top of your right thigh. Kristen, I know you ran this morning. I ran this morning. Jen, I know you're on your Peloton all the time. So do what feels right in your body, but this should feel good for your hips. One more breath. And then we're going to slowly come on up. Take that right leg out. Give it a good little shake, shake, shake. And we're just going to switch it up to the other side. So bend that left foot, draw it back. And you want to feel like you're not tipping over to the right. So that's when you either need to kind of, I like to lift myself up to root my sit bones down or sit up on a block or a rolled up blanket. Now, our legs are different. So just honor that. Yes, we go for balance in yoga, but it might take a lot of time to get there. We tend to favor one leg. You know, I played soccer pretty much my whole life. I pretty much do everything with my right leg. Includes tearing my ACL from playing soccer. So, you know, messes things up too when we don't do that balance. So try to just be patient with your body. Couple of deep breaths. One more breath here. Breathe deeply. Big exhale. Slowly begin to walk yourself up. And you're going to take that left leg out in front of you and just shake it out. Okay. The rest of class, we are going to be on our backs. So anything you're going to need from now until Shavasana, have it within arm's distance so you don't have to come back up and grab it. So we are definitely going to use a strap. We're definitely going to use a block if you have one. So have that handy. But if you like to put on a sweatshirt or a blanket for Shavasana to keep warm, go ahead and have that handy as well. I'm trying to find a song I like. I'm playing Don't Change. In case you're playing along, I just put Don't Change on. Change the beat a little bit here. All right. Slowly lower onto your backs. Oh, we're going to start with some back bends. Those are going to be energizing. And then the rest is just going to be feel good, yummy stretches, hips, hamstrings. Okay. So walk your feet in. Actually, if you have a block, go ahead and place a block between your thighs so you really engage your legs. And then press down to lift your hips up. So your feet are pressing down, your thighs are hugging in. Maybe you lace your fingers underneath you and walk your shoulder blades toward the midline. And just take a few deep breaths here. One more breath. Slowly come on down. If your shoulders are tucked under, untuck them, lower it down, remove the block. If you liked having the block there, you can keep it there. We're going to do one more back bend. So walk your feet a little closer to your body, press down. Now, if you don't have the block between you, I want you to activate your legs as if you did. So you've got to really hug in. Your thighs aren't touching because you're squeezing that block. Maybe this time it's robot arms. You just have your arms bent and you press down into the elbows to lift your hips. If you want to come into full wheel, you're welcome to. I'm just going to stay here. We're only staying about 3 more breaths. You can also take your block underneath you and have a nice restorative back bend. I'm going to go there. One more deep breath. If you do have a block underneath you, go ahead and lift your hips to remove it. And let's all come down onto the floor. Draw your knees into your chest. Just gently rock from side to side. Knees and thighs can be apart from each other. And then release your left foot to the mat. You're going to place your right ankle on your left thigh. So we're going to start with a figure 4, lacing your fingers behind your left thigh. So this could be your hip opener today. If this feels right for you, to add a little more opening to it, this right knee, press it away from you. You'll feel a little deeper stretch in that right hip. If you want to go further, we're going to go into pigeon on your back. So your left hand grabs your right foot, your right hand grabs your right knee, and you're going to extend your left leg long on the mat. So this is where you can start, and you can control how much pressure you press on your bent leg. If you have more room, you're going to move your left foot into your left elbow crease and your right knee into your right elbow crease and lace your fingers, perhaps. Maybe not. Try it. Now, if you're doing this and your head is floating and it's not on the floor, you're going to grab your block and place your head on the block. Okay, so it's just like you're laying on the floor. I don't want you to have strain in your neck while we're doing these yoga poses. One more breath. So if you're with me in this pigeon on your back, you're going to take your right hand to your right foot and find a half happy baby. If you're in the figure 4, let your left leg go and your right hand's going to grab your right foot and come into a half happy baby. Your left hand, gently press your thigh down. Keep that leg active. And then release that. We'll switch it up. Left ankle on your right thigh. Lace your fingers around your right thigh. And this side, maybe you're thinking, I'm going to stay here. Or maybe you're thinking, nah, I'm going to go deeper. Your choice. That right foot goes into your right elbow. Oh, sorry. Start with the right hand to the right foot, left hand to the left knee. Start here. And then you can decide, do I want to go deeper? And if the answer is yes, then you're going to bring the left foot into your right elbow crease and the left knee into your left elbow crease. Keep your right foot active. Remember, you can stay in your figure 4. Deep breaths here. Use your exhales to really let go. Use your inhales to breathe in something good. We're going to come into that half happy baby. So if you're in your figure 4, you're going to release your right leg and your left hand is going to grab the outer edge of your left foot and draw that bent knee down. And then carefully release that. We're now going to grab your strap and place the strap on the ball of your right foot. Okay, so not the middle of your foot. Try it on the ball of your foot. And then wrap the strap one time around each strap so it's nice and resistant here. And then extend your left leg and notice if that's okay for your low back. If it's not, you're going to keep your knee bent. And then I want you to think about pressing the ball of the foot up as you draw your leg closer to your chest. Shoulders remain on the mat and they're sliding down your back. We're going to move both of the straps into your right hand. Left arm left. You're going to look at your left arm and slowly, with control, open your leg to the right. Your left leg stays active. You're flexing your left toes and you're flexing your right toes as well. Your leg should not go to the floor. Keep some resistance there by pulling on the strap. And then bring your leg back to center. Your left hand's going to grab the straps. Your right arm goes to the right. You're looking right as your leg now goes across your body. And try to fight that sensation that you're feeling. Just go with it with your breath. Okay, this is IT band. IT bands get tight from running and cycling. So use your yoga practice to nourish your body. Find your breath. Try not to clench your jaw, but find your breath here. One more breath. One more deep breath. And then bring your leg back to center. One hand on each strap. You're going to take your left foot now to replace the right foot with your left. Bring that strap to the ball of your left foot. And then wrap the strap. Same thing we did on the other side. Straighten your right leg, only if it feels okay on your back. And then reach the ball of that foot up as you draw that leg closer to your chest. Let's move the straps into your left hand. Slowly open your leg to the left as your right arm goes right. Look right as your leg opens left. Keep your right leg active. Toes are flexed and your thighs pressing down toward the mat. That's your right leg I'm talking about. Bring your leg back to center. Right hand grabs the straps. Left arm left. Slowly guide your leg across the body. Slowly bring your leg back to center. You're going to release the strap completely. You are done with it. We're going to walk your feet in. You're going to grab a block if you have one. If you don't have a block, please come here in this shape. If you have a block, lift your hips, slide the block the low or medium height underneath you. Rest your hips and then take your legs up. So we're in either variation of a shoulder stand. If you know you have a safe shoulder stand practice that you want to come into, feel free. I do not like to guide that one because I find it is a high risk for tweaking your neck, which is not worth it to me. Just stay here for just a couple of deep breaths. Let gravity just do its magic here. Very calming pose. Slowly bring your feet down to the floor. If you're on your block, when your feet hit the floor, lift your hips to remove the block. And then we're going to come into happy baby with both feet this time. Grab the outer edges of your knees and just gently rock from side to side. Go ahead and bring your knees together. Draw your right knee and left leg long. Give it a squeeze. And then take your knee across your body for a final twist before Shavasana. Come on back to center and just switch it up. Draw the left knee in and guide it gently across your body, looking over your left shoulder. Come on back to center. Forearms wrap around your shins. Lift your nose up toward the knees. Big inhale. And as you exhale, let everything go into Shavasana. Allow your legs to be wide, maybe off your mat completely. Feet just flop open, arms at your sides. Eyes are closed. If you have something to cover your eyes, I encourage you to do that. We'll be here just for a few moments. Slowly begin to bring some awareness back to the body. If you want to stay in Shavasana longer, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, reach your arms over your head onto the floor for one final stretch from the fingertips all the way down to your toes. Take a big inhale there. And as you exhale, draw your knees into your chest, gently rocking from side to side. Carefully let your knees fall to the right. And just pause right there, don't rush. And then when you feel ready, make your way up to a comfortable seated position. And when you get there, just close your eyes, bring your hands together at your heart. So last week, I encouraged you guys to make a vision board. I don't know if anybody did, but I finished mine. And one of the quotes that I found in a magazine that I put on my vision board, I'm going to share with you. It says, "There is always some source of light in the darkness, shining on different opportunities, pointing toward new possibilities." So use this new year as a window of new opportunities for yourself. And then together, let's take a big, slow, full inhale through the nose, fill up, keep filling of good, good, good things. Open your mouth, let that go. One more time, filling up, new opportunities coming your way. Exhales, open up, let it go. Thank you so much for logging in and joining me this morning. It's always a pleasure to see you. And may the sun always shine through your heart, into your smile, and warm your soul. Have a lovely, lovely day. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining.